Permanent Settlement of 1793 NCRT Class 8. So first, what is permanent settlement? The company introduced the permanent settlement in which year? 1793. By the terms of this settlement, the Rajas and Rajas, the kings and Talukdars were recognized as Zamindars, the medians or mediators. They were asked to collect the rent from the peasants. So Zamindars collected the rent from the peasants and pay revenue to the company, and they will pay a specific revenue to the company. This revenue was permanently fixed. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently. That is, it was not to be increased ever in the future, increased or decreased in the future. Okay, so if it was 5,000 rupees, whether the soil is bad or good, it's not going to change. It is going to be 5,000 rupees itself. It felt that this would ensure a regular flow of revenue into the company. So if the permanently fixed revenue was 5,000 rupees, then whether the soil is bad or good, this 5,000 rupees will be given to the company every year or so. So this ensure a regular flow of revenue into the company, and at the same time encourage the zamindars to invest in improving the land. Since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased, the zamindars would benefit from increased production from the land. So, if the zamindars invested in the land and they were able to produce goods that costs up to 10,000 rupees, that is worth up to 10,000 rupees, and the company only wanted, the company's permanently fixed revenue was 5,000, it was not going to be increased or decreased. So if they give the 5,000 to the company, they will get the rest 5,000 for themselves. The zamindars could take the rest 5,000. So at the same time, this would encourage the zamindars to invest in improving the land, so they can get profit from this. Okay, so that is permanent settlement. It has 8 points. If you study this 8 points, it is this chapter, this permanent settlement portion full completed. Next is the problems of permanent settlement. For each system they found there were so many problems. Main problem was the revenue that had been fixed was so high. That is the main problem. Okay, so the permanent settlement created problems. Company officials soon discovered that the zamindars were in fact not investing in the improvement of land. So that was the first problem. The zamindars were not investing in the improvement of land. The revenue that had been fixed was so high that the zamindars found it difficult to pay. Okay, maybe the weather was bad, the soil was bad, but the permanently fixed revenue was so high that the zamindars could not pay that money to the company. They found it difficult to pay. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue lost the zamindari right. Numerous zamindaris were sold off at auctions organized by the company. So this was the problem. The main problem is the revenue that had been fixed was so high, the zamindars found it difficult to pay, and anyone who failed to pay this revenue lost his zamindari right. And these numerous zamindaris were sold off at auctions organized by the company. The riots found the system extremely oppressive. The rent to be paid to the zamindar was high. So the revenue that the zamindar had to pay to the company was very high. So he had to collect very high rent from the peasants. So the rent to be paid to the zamindar was very high, and his right on the land was insecure. To pay the rent, he had to often take loans from the money lenders. To pay the rent, he had to often take loans from the money lenders. And when he failed to pay the rent, when that person or that peasant failed to pay this amount taken from that money lender or to pay the rent, he was evicted from the land he had cultivated for generations. That land was taken away from him. So that is the problem. That are the problems. Next is some questions. What is permanent settlement? That is the second slide. Then we have what were its problems? That is the third slide. And the year in which permanent settlement was introduced, that is 1793. 1893. Okay, and this slides presentation is available in description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe.